Hey, good morning, Misfits. It is July 6th, 2020, and this is episode 499. Tomorrow's 500. Woohoo!
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Great day, Sean. Great day,
Hey,
multi-billionaires.
we were
I
talking
like your
about you.
background.
Glad to see you, LaToya. We were wondering where you've
And
been.
there
Girl.
she is. I just said, where's LaToya been? I missed your smiling face.
Oh, I miss you all as well.
So, good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning. Time for many to get back to the hustle and bustle of things in their work week. For me, it's a week of up here at the lake, a little vacation. But for me, this is vacation, having a conversation with you all. Sitting down at the marina yesterday, being poured into by everybody and all of the stories they told. That was vacation for me. So this is just fun. I just love what I get to do. So today in conversation, it's about, what are you turning into? What are you turning towards? You know, whenever we hear something, that's the neat thing. When people say the speed of sound, it's so fast, and the speed of light, it's so fast. The speed of sound is the one that gets me, that I absolutely love, because you can hear something in a room, and within 6 inches from this ear to this ear, we can identify where it's coming from, because we can, the ability to pick up the differential in speed that your ears can determine. I don't know if anybody's ever thought about that, but the ability that you're able to pick up I don't even know how many milliseconds is the difference between here and here. We can tell this ear picked it up before this ear did. And you're able to turn and look towards it and go, okay, so that's it. Well, the same thing happens when we start to have conversations in our head about what causes us. I'm working on this goal. I'm working on this goal. I'm working on this goal. Oh, what's that? Right? The shiny object syndrome, the noisy object syndrome. And many of us have been having these moments where we wind up being, how shall I say, reoriented. And in the reorientation, we lose, we skip a step on what we're doing, this idea of multitasking. So what are you going to turn towards today? How many times, let me click on the chat here. How many times have we in the past, in past sessions of the Daily Awakening, how many of us have this screen in the background? Now, I'm not asking you to make a comment, but we're listening to it without the intention of staying focused on it. We're listening for it for information, for conversation. Ooh, there's a West Coaster that's up bright and early. Morning, Leslie. One of the original misfits. So as we look today, as you look this week, what are you turning towards? For those working in the Secret Sauce Academy, that's kind of going to be the conversation this week. How do you do those 90-minute blocks? Those what Darren Hardy says, chunk it down. How do you chunk down your success? Because I can promise you that you will find a way. You will find a way, or you'll find the excuse, right? What are you going to focus on? Can you stay so focused on your goal that you can create tremendous success? So that's a couple of things. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to stay focused on and what to do. One, set timers. You know, we talk about the simple things like a journal. We talk about simple things like paying attention, staying in the moment, being able to listen. I'd use a timer on your phone. I'd pay attention to, you know, we talk about meditation. These are all simple things to do. What's hard is giving up what we think is important. I would say that the biggest example I could give you is when we move from things being urgent to making sure they're important. Because urgent always exists. Urgent always exists. Urgent is somebody got hurt, got taken to the hospital. That's urgent, and that's important. But water spills on the counter. That's important. You don't want it to flood down things. It's not urgent, but it's important. Writing an email, urgent or important? This allows you to, instead of having huge options of choices, right? It allows you to make a decision, yes or no. Do that, don't do that. Do that, don't do that. All right? So today we're having, we're going to get the boat to go take the boys tubing, right? Now the question will be, what time do we go get that? Well, if the boys aren't up, right? Or do you think the boys will want to get up sooner today than they would if we weren't getting the boat today? What's the bigger priority? What can you do to give yourself that, what do we call it? Instant gratification? What are we looking for in the next 30 minutes? You're on this call. 44 of you are going to plan to be on this call, stay on this call. Now, some of you may have to leave. What causes you to leave? Is it something urgent, something important? Because that's the only thing is, listen, it's not that nobody has time. When people say, I don't have time for this business, it's that they don't see it important enough to change their calendar. How many of you believe that if you were able to show people the value of the time spent in learning your business model, whichever business model you're in, if you believed you could get at least an hour of somebody's time to show them your business model, how many of you believe if they really got a good, solid understanding in an hour, whatever you could show them in an hour, many people would join you in business? If you believe that, type a JB in the chat, join in business, if you believe people would do that. So if you believe that you can get people to join you in business if they gave you an hour, what if you came up with 4 15-minute conversations? What if you came up with 4 15-minute in-depth conversations? Can you take that hour? Now imagine so here's what you're going to be doing. If you believe that you could develop a 1-hour knock your socks off presentation that would allow people to join you in your business, can you come up with that hour-long presentation? What would you use? Would you use slides? Would you use videos? Now you only have 60 minutes and it has got to be killer. It has got to be knock your socks off. They got to be saying before, I don't know, halfway through, they're going, oh my God, there's more? Oh my, you're kidding, there's more? Could you come up with a plan like that? Could you come up with something that's so powerful that in 15 minutes, they would see it? Here's why I want you to focus. Does your presentation, does your conversation, does it allow for distraction? Think about your presentation. Think about what you were taught. Think about what you were told you need to present in your business model. Now think about how much of that they really understand. How much of that do they really understand? I mean, really understand. Or is it designed to make it look sophisticated? Is it designed to make it look special? Is it designed to make it look alluring? That's the question. So can you come up with a conversation that allows you to build a presentation that you can deliver in 4 15-minute sections, and they link one to another? You can't skip them. That if you got an hour of somebody's time, 100% of the time they would be joining you in business. You all have that capability. The question then becomes is how often, how much time do you spend using conversations that are distracting? I would take your business model, I would take your business presentation, if you've got a niece or a nephew or a brother or sister who's 15 years old, 16 years old, and I would explain it to them. And at what point, and you ask them, you give them, I don't know, you give them $20 to listen to you. And the first time they go, I don't understand that, that's when your prospect gets lost as well. That's when your prospect gets lost as well, is when they say, I don't understand that. Look at your presentation and find somebody, find a good friend, say, hey, listen, I know you're never going to join me in my business. You don't want to join my business. Those are even the best ones to find critical, right? Maybe it's you're presenting to one of your parents. Think they're not critical? My point is this: where if you're looking to work so hard on focus, on deliberating, on delivering results, and bringing value to your presentation, to your conversation, the question then becomes, when do you lose them? Right? Like I said, we're going tubing today. We've always got somebody watching the tube. Pilot's watching forward. You got the spotter looking back. Why do you have a spotter looking back? You got a spotter looking back because when somebody falls off, you don't want to leave them out there. Well, how many times have we been gunning it full forward and the prospect is loving it, and they hit one of those wakes and off they go. And we're driving along and we look back and we go, where'd they go? Where'd they go? I don't know where they went. And then we go, well, and then we start to justify. How many of us have ever justified when a prospect didn't get our stuff? Yeah, well, they're just, I don't know. They probably wouldn't do good at this anyways. Anybody ever justify their prospect not understanding them? Yeah. So how do you get focused? Ask them, pay very close attention. So when I have a conversation with prospects, and it's the first time I've been brought in on a 3-way, or I'm doing a one-on-one, somebody said, hey, listen, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what you're doing. Or I get CEOs who call me up and say, I want to take you up on your power hour. And I said, okay, great. So when we get on the call, prospect, CEO, doesn't make a difference. I ask them this question: how long till your first interruption? Y'all have never heard this in a training, unless you've been to one of mine. But I shouldn't say that. You probably have heard it. You may not remember it. How many of you have ever heard when you sit down with somebody, you ask them, how long till the first interruption? If that's the first time you've ever heard that asked, drop a 2 in the chat. If that's the first time you've ever heard that asked. Listen, part of the challenge is that when you understand human nature, when you understand human potential, you're not having a conversation with somebody to join you in business. You're having a conversation to see if you can get enough of their focus so they can actually hear you for the first time. The prospect who's going to be sitting across from you, be it on a Zoom, one-on-one, Instagram direct message, Facebook direct message, all of those moments, you're looking to gain their attention. And if you go at them with the same thing that the 600 other robots just hit them with, or the last 200 presentations they've been in, where they were made to feel about that big, you are no different. And here's what I know: the 134 of you who are on here right now are different. So when you start texting somebody and they start to engage you, and you know you're engaging with another human being, whether it be in text, whether it be in the two-dimensional world or it be in the three-dimensional world. Now, to me, this is the new three-dimensional world, right? Tony Robbins is doing his first UPW here July 16th through the 19th, and it'll all be virtually. Now, Tony Robbins is totally an immersive situation. That's like saying, we're 137 of us are going to go swimming right now. Everybody, let's go swimming. Come on, let's go swimming. Let's go swimming. We ain't wet. We ain't getting, this is not, it ain't the same thing. But this is the best he's got. So if, listen, follow me on this. If the world's greatest, I shouldn't say this, if the world's most popular and highest paid coach is doing things virtually, do you think there's a chance that becoming good at a virtual situation would be critical for your business right now? Everybody is having to pivot. So can you gain somebody's attention? Number one. Number two, ask them when the first distraction is going to happen. How long till our first, if you had to guess, how long till our first distraction? What does that do? What does that do? When you set somebody up to ask them how long till our first distraction, what are they paying attention to now? They're going to do their best to not be distracted. Now, they can still have it, but if you know that it's happening, you can go, listen, go ahead, take care of that. And I look at my watch. I've got 15 minutes. I do things in 15-minute chunks. Now, if somebody tells me I've got 20 minutes, I will do it in 5-minute chunks. I'm always going to look at, to break it. How can I break it up into 4 sections? Follow me on this. How can you break it up into 4, maybe 3 sections? Math is usually easier for me in 4 or 2. If it's 20 minutes, I may say, listen, at 10 minutes, we're going to do a check-in. Isn't your goal to keep them on a path that they say more yeses than nos? Again, I know this is sophomoric. I know this is elementary. I would say this, many of you are working so extraordinarily hard to get people to buy into your story. They've never been given a chance to buy it themselves. So when you have a conversation, when you have a dialogue with somebody on DM, and somebody's, listen, has anybody ever tried to reach out to you to sell you crypto coin? Right? You know it's going to be one of those pitches because it's somebody new. It shows up in your Instagram chat. Do you need to approve them? And you approve them, and the first thing that comes back is, hello. And you're like, oh, how nice. They wanted to get to know me. Oh. And you go look at their IG page, and it's nothing but charts and scales and this and that. And you're like, oh, I doubt it. They seemed nice in their hello. They probably just want to talk to me. They really want to get to know me. The next thing is, so where are you from? You didn't look at my damn page, and you have no idea where I'm from. Okay, let's see how long this goes. Because to me, now I'm fishing. I'm not hunting because I know the animal's right there. It's easy to shoot them. I know what they're doing. So I go fishing. I want to see if I can lure them into a new idea, a new concept, a new understanding. Because listen, they're already in our business. They're already in the profession of reaching out to people. Wouldn't you like them to reach out from your business? So why not have a conversation with them? Listen, there's nothing that's ever been said that's new. Because all language is thousands of years old, right? Hundreds of thousands of years old, technology and all of this stuff. So when I say things like Dr. Wayne Dyer uses this phrase, change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. He borrowed that from somebody else. He didn't make up the letters in the alphabet. So I would say this, when somebody reaches out and you know it's going to be a crypto pitch, what would be your change? How would you change things to give them hope? Because listen, they're reaching out to you. They either thought you were this, that, or the other. And they said, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to them. Somehow you showed up on their radar. How many times, follow me, how many times take that feeling that you have, that feeling that you know you're about to get the presentation, the pitch. Follow me. would it be fair to say that your prospect that you're talking to might possibly a better than average chance they may feel the same way? So when I was doing cold calls 20 years ago, when I started in this profession, when I was doing cold calls, building my list, I would ask, when I would pick up the phone, right, and you'd call and you bought leads. How many of you have ever bought leads? And they said, these are double verified leads. You are going to get the best of the best. They've been asked 3 questions and this, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'll pay $5 a piece. I'll pay $20 a piece just to talk to somebody that'll pick up the phone. Well, and they said they only sell them once. They only sell them once to somebody in your company today. They may sell them to somebody in your company once tomorrow and 20 other people's companies tomorrow. So I would say something like this. They'd go, hello. I go, hey, listen, is this Bonnie? Yes, it is. Bonnie, before you hang up, I'm curious. How many people with opportunities have called you, and have you found one yet? Because if you found one, outstanding. I wish you the best of success. If you haven't, I'd love to see if there's a way we could have a conversation to see if the dream that you had when you started this, if it's still alive. Because what I'm finding is most people go, this ain't worth it. And if Bonnie could hear that, she would go, oh my gosh, how did you know? I go, because I've been doing this a while, Bonnie. And I just need to know, is your dream still alive? If it is, I'd love to have a 15, 20-minute conversation with you to see if the system and the model I have, where you feel comfortable that you could live it in this lifetime, not the next one. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe yes, I would love that conversation. Because you know what they've been through. You could do the same thing in a DM. Hey, listen, I'm reaching out to you. This is a real person. How many of us have seen that? This is a real person. I would encourage you to go find something on their page. And go find something on their page that's a little bit farther back than normal, right? Because if you're going to focus on building your business, doesn't it make sense to understand your prospect? Listen, you're good at what you do. Many of you are better at what you do than I am. Here's what I know. Many of you are missing out on some amazing relationships because we're driving by at 90 miles an hour in our fast car and fast ideas and injected values. And we're saying things like, get in. And people can't get in the car because there's just no space. There's just no room in the car, and they can't jump in at 90 miles an hour when you're going, no. So find a way to find just one picture. Hey, listen, it's Sean Murphy. I'm curious. Tell me more about the picture of you standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. Did you win that trip? Did you pay for that trip? Was that an event? Dale Carnegie said the most beautiful sound to people is the sound of their own name. The most important topic anybody will talk about is themselves. And again, as you become more and more comfortable with this focus, listen, let's be very clear. Whose time is valuable? You're taking care of you. You're taking care of your family. Wouldn't it make sense for you to take care of you? Listen, yeah, but I got to help other people. Yes, you do. But you're not in the education business. You're not Webster. You're not in the having to give people the definition of context and words. When somebody goes, what does that actually mean? Metaphysical, I don't even know the words. What would that mean? International global currency and being able to take advantage of trades and what? You don't get paid to be Webster. You don't get paid to be Google. Let Google be Google. So all that to say, get focused on you. What are your 3 tasks inside the Secret Sauce Academy? Every morning in our Facebook group, people are going in there and they're saying there are 3 tasks they're doing. I got to tell you, I'm blown away by how many people are doing lives in there. And I applaud you for doing that. They're going, here's my 3 tasks for the day. And you know what people are saying? People are saying, I wish I could do more. But at the end of the day, when they get those 3 done, they feel so much better. They feel so much better. Yeah, the folks in Bitcoin do have a level of intensity when they have conversations with people. So use it as prospecting. Listen, you're probably not going to get them, and they're definitely not going to get you. Follow me on this. Part of this challenge is we don't have enough places to practice, and we feel uncomfortable practicing with our peers. Go practice on them. Doesn't that make sense? If you want to sharpen your saw, iron sharpens iron. They ain't leaving their deal, and you ain't leaving yours. But what if you could cajole them? What if you could influence them? What if you could start to learn and start to listen and see the intensity with which they use? Because something's got to be working there. They may have to do replacement. They may bring in 100 people this month, and 99 of them quit. But I got to tell you, they probably got some volume going on in their business. Get focused on you. I see some big numbers on the call today. If you're new to this call, drop an N in the chat. Drop an N in the chat if this is your first time on this call. And if you've been on it, hey, welcome everybody. Y'all drop some hearts and love in there for all of these new folks coming in. Great to have you all here. So real quick for all of you new folks, my name's Sean Murphy. I'm not sure how you got here. I'm pretty sure I could guess, probably from a post that Nano did, dropped somewhere in a chat. So congratulations everybody for being here. Is that Noah? Hey, Noah, good to see you, brother. You see that smile? So I've been in the profession, next month will be 23 years. I've stood on stage in 30 countries. I've been translated into over 40 languages. I'm a farm boy from Ohio. And I do this call every morning because right now we need you. The world needs you. If you're on this call, the world needs you. And it's not because of what I'm going to say. It's because of the decision you made to get on this call. You want to go build your business. You want to go grow your success. And listen, I got to applaud Nano. A year ago, a little over a year ago, I met him, and I've been able to learn some amazing things from him, and we've been able to share in time and space. And there he is, the whole family. I love you, Nano. And what he's been able to do in a year, most people haven't been able to do in a lifetime. And so I'm absolutely in love with the way he has grown, and it's not been easy. It's not been easy. He's the perfect example of what's possible. We met June in Dallas a year ago, and he came up to me, and you ever hear that expression, like a dog with a bone? They could be smiling and the tail wagging and everything else, but when you go to take away his bone, right? And they were on their way out. Many of you have heard the story, out walking out to the pool, and he saw me, and he wanted to come say thank you. Imagine if he didn't want to say thank you. Imagine if he just had, well, there's that guy. It would be great to have a conversation with him. But the crew was heading towards the pool, and he said, stop. I want to go say hello to him. And that turned into this what seems now like a lifelong relationship. And I want to help him create his baseball camp in the Dominican. And I want to help him do all of these amazing things that he wants to get done. Why? It's because he made a decision to stop and say thank you. How many of you could say thank you today in your focused time today? One of the things I teach my students is to go say thank you 100 times a day. That's part of the qualification to be part of my inside mentorship is, can you go say 100 thank yous today? Can you do it for a week? I promise you, you do it for a week. your life will change. Listen, there's 168 of you on here right now. Thank you. Thank you to each of you. And if you just heard me say thank you, drop a T in the chat. I want to show you something. It doesn't mean you have to go out and find 100 individual people. I just thanked 168 people, 170 people. You can do that in groups and communities. The world needs to hear you. The world needs you right now. The social media needs you, every one of you that's watching this. And none of this would be possible if it wasn't for Nano. Yeah, I'd be doing my calls and I'd be doing this and we'd be having conversations. This is what happens when you start to combine, when your focus. See, I'm focused on helping Nano reach his success. Nano's focused on helping me reach my success when we're together. He wouldn't bring you otherwise. He wouldn't bring you otherwise. I wouldn't allow him otherwise. Y'all follow this? You see how this symbiotic relationship works? This is the power of being in an abundant mindset. The Bitcoin guys, when they do their conversations, I love them. I've made some great friends because all I did was open their eyes just a little bit more because they're bulletproof in reaching out. Are you bulletproof in reaching out? Are you going to go through? Do you think those guys those conversations? Do you think they get rejected? Listen, they don't even start the hello off with a capital H. They're speaking from a very low place. Hello. It's little things like that. So that being said, listen, it is 7:09. Go ahead and send out your 3 messages of joy, of gratitude, of friendship. And listen, we need a whole heck of a lot more than 3, but you'll do some here. You'll do some on Nano's call. I hope you do some more throughout the rest of the day. I have a chance right now to have conversations this week with people who I've not swam in their circles before. People from down at the marina, neighbors, right? So I've been dropped into this whole new pond of opportunity to have dialogue and conversation. Are you dropping yourself into new ponds of opportunity and conversation today? I'm just so excited to have you all here. Great to have you all here. And a big shout out to Rhonda. Rhonda's been managing helping all of those folks to get in here. So thanks, RBP. Latoya, I see you've got your hand up, my dear. Let me just ask to unmute you.
I'm unmuted.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, look, I thought you had froze, and the next thing I know, it said the host would like to unmute you. I was like, oh my God, what? Okay.
Well, I saw your hand up. Are you okay? Are you good to go?
Yeah, yes, okay. I'm good to go. It was just so sudden. Yeah, so good morning, by the way, Sean.
Good morning, my love.
Great day, multi-billionaires. I'm just so excited. I'm glad you brought this up. I was just thinking about this today, and I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and journal it. The top characteristics of my higher self, but also the lower characteristics of myself, because we could be so focused on a higher self, sometimes we forget what could be a lower vibrational activity, and the universe will give us those answers, right? So I'm glad you brought that up earlier when you mentioned that, because I was just thinking about this over the weekend. I said, I know I want to meditate more, and I know Nano mentioned this, but I already was doing this. It's called Savers. So it's a moment like I meditate, that's spiritual, and then I speak my affirmations, visualize, exercise, read, and scribbling, right, which is journaling. And I does those within about an hour and 30 minutes, especially in the morning, because I does everything by 10, 15 minutes, right? So, and then I share gratitude. I don't want to leave that out. That's so important. So I noticed I've been changing a whole lot because of the decision I had made. Now that I said, instead of saying I am so happy and grateful now, I first put that I made a decision that I am so happy and grateful now, and then whatever else, that I'm grateful for. And I've noticed that I feel more better when I added that because it's kind of a decision. We can say we're happy and grateful, but then some people be like, man, but I still feel kind of messed up for what they did to me yesterday. Like, I'm still kind of like, you know? But if you make a decision, I strongly believe it will fog that all the way out. And I know that's just been completely different. I write with my left hand unconsciously now. I just grab it and just get the journaling. I journal with my left hand, and I often take my notes with my left hand. Now I'm focused on writing cursive with my left hand. So I'm on a whole nother vibration, and I
again,
feel it.
so if you've heard of binaural beats, binaural
Yes,
beats are music you wear with your headset. For those that aren't aware of that, you wear them with
right.
headset, and they play frequencies into the left and the right ear, and you got to make sure you have the headsets in right. Well, you're doing the same thing when you write with your left hand. You're forcing binaural beats. Us forcing the opposite side of your brain to create content.
Wow.
And one of the greatest things the brain loves is to produce content that makes us at our highest self. The challenge most people don't continue with writing with their non-dominant hand is because it looks like crap, because even right there, they're comparing how their handwriting looks to what they can do and what they can't do.
Right,
And so they
right.
stop. But if you push through that, why is it? So then how do you think it's possible to get to any goal? I'm here right
Right.
now. I'm addicted to approval in this moment right now, but I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to do a blog. I'm going to start my own Zoom training, and there's nobody there. So I've got nothing. But this one makes me feel uncomfortable. So I'm going to stop doing it, because that's how it's going to get better. I don't think so.
Wow.
So yeah,
I,
it's just, we have all of the success, everything. Listen, everything the 157 of you need is inside of you right now. The next thing to take the next step is inside of you. Worry about that. Focus on that. Stay tuned into the next step. If you stay tuned into the next step, you can start running right now where you're at in your business.
absolutely.
So, Latoya, I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you all so much. I mean, like, it came with a solid decision, and I had to make sure that I was consistent, right? And make sure I had the intention of why I'm doing this. It's not to like sound like I'm with the cool club, like I'm doing it for popularity. None of that. It was like it's to add value. And Jim Rohn said it. You had to add value, and adding value to yourself is so important. I mean, when I first read Think and Grow Rich, at that time I was working for someone else, right?
Yep.
So at that time, I thought that book was so stupid. Look, I'll be honest with you. My mind was on a whole nother time frame because my focus was just on money. And, you hear about all the time, you got to make money and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, gosh, it's not telling me how I could get to the money, right? So I was bored. I was like, man, this book is such a waste of my time, right? But then I read it again. I read it many times over, but I read it again and I'm like, wow, it makes so much sense. Like, whoa. Oh man, this auto suggestion, your desire. I'm like, man, what was I thinking back then? But see, I was on a whole different vibration, and I would work for someone else. So I was pretty comfortable. I was making like 60K. I thought I was doing good. I was a support technician, all that. And when I read that book, I'm like, man, how does book make people rich? I want to know how you get rich. And
well,
read a few years later.
Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, but what the book that most people aren't aware of is that Wallace D. Wattles wrote Science of Getting Rich.
Yes.
And walks you through the personalities. I know you know about that, but most people who venture into this world, could you imagine if you're like, you know what? I've not been into personal development before, and I want to really read a couple of the books. What are the, quote, Bible books that I should read? And somebody goes, well, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Wallace D. Wattles' Science of Getting Rich. Imagine if those were the first two books you read coming out of school, and somebody told you those books, you read those two books alone will serve you. And if you add another one in, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, those three books will create a 7-figure income for you. And you sit down and you pick up Napoleon Hill's book. It says, no fewer than 100 times has the secret to success been revealed on these pages. When you see it, stop and turn down a drink, for your life will never be the same. You're like, what the hell is this?
Right.
Is this? And then you pick up Wallace D. Wattles' book, Science of Getting Rich. It says, there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made that permeates and penetrates and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought held in the subject will be produced by the thought. We must move from the competitive world to the collaborative world. what kind of crap is voodoo is this? And
Right.
and so two of the greatest books ever written on personal undevelopment, personal rewiring, we never read them because we can't get through the preface.
Wow.
This goes back to what you said, LaToya, decision cut off. Michael Jordan said, once I made a decision, I never had to think about it again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you make a decision, you are not going to hear anything. If you're going to go on a trajectory of greatness, you are not going to ever hear anything you've heard before, because otherwise you'd be at your level of greatness.
Facts.
It's why
Wow.
Nano sharpens his saw every day, even when he doesn't want to. Even when he doesn't feel like it, he's like, ugh, I got a call tomorrow. I'm going to have 1,000 people on my call tomorrow. You know, I can remember talking to Nano. He's like, well, there's like 20 people on the call. What do I say? Now, he invited me on the other day, and I know they get huge numbers. 1,300 people were on a call I was doing the other day. 1,300 people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people every day having that influence.
Yes.
That's 30,000 people he speaks to in a month. Do you know how many senators and congressmen don't speak to 30,000 people in a month? Do you know how many people leaders don't speak to 30,000 people in their month? Because most of these are people who are part of your family's community, but many of them come from the outside because they're younger folks. They deal in a world of instant communication. And all of a sudden, he's now got 1,000 people, and many of them aren't in his team. I hope they all are, but many of them aren't. Many of you aren't even in the same company as me. But this is how we make the world a better place. It's got to start with us. Every one of you is an amazing leader, a world-class leader, because we have a world-class platform. Type in the chat what country you're from. Type in the chat what country you're from. I want you to look in these chats. This happens every day. This happens, look at that, Portugal, Canada, London, Germany, New York, Serbia, Greece, Canada, France, Panama, USA, France.
All over the world. Egypt is in the building.
Jamaica,
oh my God. India.
Jamaica, USA, UK. I get
the whole globe.
I'm a farm boy from Ohio with a 0.9 grade point average. St. Lucia. I love St. Lucia. I used to work in St. Lucia. My point is this, is that we have this ability. I get the chills. I'm a farm boy from Ohio. I'm 55 years old. I think I just had a birthday. This kind of technology never existed when I was growing up, right? We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have this. Yes, I know. I rode to school on a dinosaur. I get it. I'm old. My point is this. Every one of you is, listen, I would encourage you to say this. When you go into your business today, if you want to create a little different thing for your IG chat or your Facebook Messenger, you can say, listen, I'm going to guess there was probably 20 countries that we listed there, maybe more. You get to go into your IG chat, every one of the 159 of you right now, you get to go into your IG chat and change the focus of the person reading it. Saying, I don't know about you, but I was on a call this morning with 21 countries, with over 160 people, leaving clues, sharing clues with each other, how to create success in today's economy.
Wow.
Don't you think that might draw somebody's attention versus, hello, do you trade in Bitcoin? Do you trade in foreign currency? What if you could say, I was on a call this morning with 21 different countries, listening to how everybody on a global scale shares wisdom, success, and entrepreneurship. Might that be a little different post that somebody that's your age goes, wait a minute, this person is sharpening their saw. They were on a call with 21 countries. How are you on a call with 21 countries?
Right.
Now all of a sudden, people start to fall in love with you because they know that you're Listen, you guys, every one of you, the 162 of you, have done more than most people will ever do. How do I know that? Because I know the circles you swim in. You have been beat up more mentally. You have worked harder. You have sharpened your saw. You have tried. You have had your hand slapped. You've been through the flames. right? When I own my industrial businesses, they talk about annealing steel. They talk about heat treating steel. You put it back in the furnace and you turn it out red, rich in oil, and it aligns the molecules and it makes them all come together so that the steel gets harder. You've all been put through the fire. Some of you, this might be the beginning, but many of you, I'm recognizing some of the names. Many of you have been put through the fire. The question now becomes, how can you go out into the world and not cut everybody? What if you let them at least look at the shiny blade? What if you let them, give them a chance to hold what it means to be focused, what it means to be successful? How can you help keep them from the distraction of their world because maybe they're in the food business and they lost their job? They just closed down everything again because of COVID. Maybe their parents don't have the money because that money that the kid was bringing in was really helping to pay some of the bills in the household. And now all of a sudden they lost their $200 a month. The average family, if they had $300 extra a month, their lives would change. Divorce rate would drop from 50% if they had an extra $285 a month. $285 would end a tremendous amount of divorces. Each of you has a gift to give to your community, to the people that circle in your time and space. Get them, give them a reason to be focused enough to listen to you so that you might be able to help them out of the hell they're in. You all have an incredible opportunity. It doesn't matter what company it is. The fact that you give somebody a chance to make money from home, they've never done this. My bride's company, it's a household name, the company that she works with. Traditional based company. People are complaining. They don't know, they all wanted to work from home. Now they're working from home. They don't have the discipline. And they're willing to go back into the office to risk potentially getting sick, good, this, that, or the other. So the question then becomes, what do you do? What do you do? How do you do it? Give them a chance to breathe. Literally, give them a chance to breathe, because all everybody is doing is looking for option after option after option. And you're the one that's going to work best because you're another human being that's been through it. If you can put your arm, your digital arm around them and go, hey, listen, it's okay, I've been there, versus telling them all of the things they should be doing, give them a chance, allow them to focus on you for just a little bit. 15-minute chunks. Hey, listen, we're coming up on 14 and a half minutes. Is this valuable, or should we end it here and schedule another 15-minute segment? You'll be amazed at how many people will draw themselves back in and go, no, we can go for another 15 minutes. Outstanding. What would you like to get in this next 15 minutes? Well, could you tell me a little bit? See, we want to go add more on top, on top, on top. They're going to go, hey, listen, could you give me a little bit more information on this? And you may repeat the same first 15 minutes, but it's the first time they'll be able to hear it. Good morning. Good morning. RC in the house. Good morning, RC. Let's go to Michigan.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, brother.
All right. So, Sean, I mean, I know you're a farm boy from Ohio, and, and occasionally sometimes we get you put the date wrong or this, that, whatever. So showing up is the beginning of success, correct?
Yep.
So I've been tracking and I've been planning for 500 episode for a long time. And I actually wrote it in my calendar. So, I mean, again, I've been planning for 500 when 500 wasn't even going to be there. So my math and everything else, and I know we've been struggling with this, is that today is 500. So
okay,
I might have
today's the 500th event.
I might have said some things. I might have actually put out some posts and actually invited some people. So, but regardless, it's like, you know what? Somebody needed to hear this message, and somebody needed to actually get up and get on and listen. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and we can celebrate 500 tomorrow too.
Hey, so today's 500. Can you believe that? So I got to thank RC is kind of like he's kind of like the what would you call it? The keeper of the keys. So I'm going to go with his number. Today is 500. So let me do this. Let's see here. Somebody type. So who was from Egypt? Who was from Egypt? So send me a message. Find me on Instagram in Egypt. Somebody drop my my Instagram in there and I want the person from Egypt to send me a note, and I'm going to send you $50, right? 500 for the 500th episode. That was the first time I had Egypt, so we're going to do that. So $500 to the person from Egypt. You got to hit me on Instagram. Listen, if who else? If you're so RC, pick a number between I don't know, 1 and 20. Pick a number between 1 and 20.
6.
6. So drop a 6 in the chat, and I'm going to pick the 6th person. Let me see if I can see who it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lika, send me a message in IG. Find me in IG, and I'm going to send you $50 for being on the call this morning. I didn't recognize that person, so that's cool. Now, you're going to have to follow this up because there's no way I can track any of this. So this is absolutely exciting because here's the thing. I wasn't sure if it was 500 or not, but the keeper of the keys, RC, takes care of that. So we've got Egypt.
I got Leslie up too for this too, so that's why she showed up too.
So Leslie is one of the founding misfits that comes with it. So there's Leslie, there's RC, there's Bob Parks, there's Rhonda Bird Parker. There's some of the folks that came with there's Fanny. I was wondering why Fanny was on. Good morning, Fanny. Fanny goes to way back. I'm just looking at some of the names on the screen here. Okay, so RC, I get it now. And Nano, I appreciate you being on here. Let's see here. Dana Scranton is one of the initial roll-ins when there was like 6 of us on the call, 7, 10 of us on the call. I'm just going through all of the names here. But here's the thing, folks. Thank you for participating in this call this morning. Because if it's possible for me, a farm boy from Ohio, to do 500 Zoom episodes, daily awakenings, it's possible for you too. There's absolutely no doubt. I do see a whole bunch of family members here. This is very cool. So, RC, what else do you want to share, brother? I mean, you're one of the founders that comes with it.
I got to tell you, I mean, it's been a roller coaster for me, and it's really amazing to listen to all the stories. And I mean, in the last month, obviously, there's been a lot of, great conversations, and it's, even taking back some of the key words into some of the, the journal entries that I have. And then it just allows me to actually dive in and go to the next level. So I will say that some of the topics that you have touched on again, but then expanded, but then the collection of experience from everyone allows everyone to grow even more. And I can't thank everyone enough for sharing to be able to actually do that. We've talked about misfit armor in the past, and I got to tell you, it's really helped me because the courage that we actually gain from listening to stories, but then also actually, arming ourselves with this knowledge and this power that we all have to be able to actually navigate through life. It's been extremely beneficial. Days, and other people have talked about it, where you might have actually crawled into your hole. You're able to crawl out so much sooner because of all of us, and because of ourselves, really. And so I can't thank you enough. Just spreading that misfit magic every day is I get to, and I love that. So thank you, Sean.
Well, I appreciate it, RC, and thank you. And folks, listen, I'd encourage you to get to know RC. And the reason I say that is because when you see him writing in some of these journals, some of them are 25, 30 years old, and some of them have Jim Rohn's signature in them, and he's sitting at dinner with Les Brown. So he's been around these guys, and he's been sitting in their audiences. I happen to have the next best thing. I've never got to sit in an audience with Jim Rohn, but I get to sit with his 18-year business partner all the time and call him up on the phone, Kyle Wilson. But that's still not the same. It's still not the same. It's like talking about being kissed, and then it's really like about being kissed, to be able to have to sit there. And he'll go back, and sometimes in our morning calls, he'll pull out some of his notebooks, and I'll pick a topic, and he goes, "Funny how you picked this topic. In this notebook 22 years ago, I wrote this note. And it's about this conversation with Jim Rohn, this conversation with Brian Tracy, this conversation with Les Brown." See, 20 years ago, these people, they were icons, but they still weren't this global icon that they are now. So you could have space and time with them. I throw that out for you that are part of Nano's community. because right now you get to get on a call with him every morning. I have some ideas that Nano's going to be one of those household names. I know he's a lot of he shows up in a lot of people's households on a daily basis, but I think there's going to be some next level things that happen for this young guy who's developing his mentorship, his ability to allow you to walk away with his wisdom. I think it's going to be pretty cool what's going to happen there. So RC, I appreciate you. Leslie, good morning, Leslie. Hey, thanks for jumping up this morning. Great to see you here. How are you doing, girl?
Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, but I'm really, really, really glad to be here. And I wouldn't have missed this for the world because you have changed so many lives, Sean Murphy.
Aww.
And to be a part of it, I mean, I know what you've done for me, that DG versus BG, life-changing. And I'm just grateful, and I'm glad that I was able to be here. So thank you, Rob, for letting me know that today was the day. Appreciate you. Great community. Love seeing what you're doing here. I love how it's growing, and it's just a cool place to be back. It's good.
Well, I appreciate it. Nano, where are you at? Thanks for bringing the family, brother.
You know, I always bring the family with me, Sean. You know, I'm just extremely grateful for you. When RC hit me up yesterday and told me, tomorrow's Sean's 500th episode, I was like, I can't miss that one. It's just a pleasure to, be able to watch the consistency of 7 days in a row, nonstop, every single day. People don't understand that, you're one of my biggest inspirations. You're my mentor. You're a brother to me, your family to me. People have no idea the relationship that we have. And, a lot of what's happening for me right now, it stems from the seed that you planted in my head. So, I know you say not to give you credit, but a lot of the credit I do give it to you, because if it wasn't for the seed that you planted in me, about a year and some change ago, it wouldn't have, grown this big to, the thousands of people that I've been able to, impact. And, the more that are coming. And, I promised you 600 generations that I got you for life. And, that's what it's all about, Sean. I know I'm not on the calls all the time, but, I'm always listening. I'm always applying. I'm always teaching what you taught me. And, it's amazing, Sean. I love you, man. And, 500 episodes, man. I strive to be as great as you one day. So, I'm just working. I'm just running right behind you, man. I'm just extremely grateful, brother. So thank you for everything that you do for us, the family, what you've done for me, for my team, just for all of us, man. It means the world to me. I'm pretty sure it means the world to everybody else, Sean. So thank you, brother.
Well, Nano, I appreciate it. And listen, there's people who show up on the morning call every morning because of you. So you are always with us. And this is the thing to understand, that, we've got 176 folks on the call this morning. This happens because people said, you might want to look this way, right? That's how we started off. How do you get people to draw their attention in? There's going to be people on a call here in less than an hour. The numbers will be anywhere from 500 to 1,300 people. Why? Because right now there's this method to help people do that. So, Nano, I appreciate you. Thank you for making my 500th episode all fun. And it's just a privilege to have you and call you my brother. Appreciate you, man.
Love you, brother.
Let's see here. RBP. Good morning, RBP. Somebody who does a lot behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. Good morning. Good morning. So.
Good morning.
Thanks, RBP, for letting all these people in.
Yes, it is. It's been quite interesting because my finger hasn't stopped touching the screen. That's why I haven't had my camera on. Been listening, but it's a constant influx of people. So they're coming in right now as I speak too. So Rob, thank you so much for helping count, because I do not keep count. If you ask Sean or I to keep count of something, man, you're hurting for somebody to count stuff, because neither one of us can keep it straight. But what a blessing it's been to be a part of Sean's journey and Sean's growth. And yes, I say it like that because I've watched Sean change from the first time we were on these calls to now. And I've been lucky enough to hear him think, if you can say it like that, and get to listen to how his brain works. And lucky enough to call him my brother. I mean, He can't get rid of me. I'm like a bad rash. I'm not going anywhere. I'm circling in his world, and I'm going to make him circle in mine. And the growth that I've had, the change that I've had, the way my relationships have changed, the way my whole world has changed, the way being around in a business, man, the things that have come into my life because of aligning with Sean's wisdom and his knowledge and his teaching, and getting Swift kicked in the butt and throat punched a few times to do the right thing whenever he has to treat me like that, because he knows how stubborn I am. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful. And I'm so thankful for every one of y'all on here. It's crazy wild to see all the countries on here. Y'all have stumbled upon something special with Nano and with Sean. And you know, if it's true what they say about the 5 people you hang around the most, look at where you've positioned yourself when you're on these calls, because there's way more than 5 of us, and we're all striving for greatness, and we're all trying to come to the place that God created us to be, the person he created us to be, and step into the blessings that he has for us. And look at us, y'all. We're all here. Imagine what it feels like anywhere else with this type of vibration oozing out of us. Imagine what the people next door to you, or that you're going to talk to after this call, imagine what they're going to feel. They're going to feel every one of us, from Egypt to East Texas to the Virgin Islands to Michigan to California to Australia to everywhere. We have electrified the globe. We have put kindness and love and generosity in the air around the globe, and it's a positive vibration at a high level. And everyone's going to wake up going, man, why do I feel better on a Monday? And that's all because of what we're doing here. So I'm going to encourage y'all, go share your smiles, go share a thank you, go share a smile with somebody you ain't ever shared a smile with or don't want to. Go, I'm going to encourage you, push yourself out of that limiting thought and go share that smile. Go share that encouraging word. And don't expect anything in return. Don't go with bated breath. Don't go with commission breath. Just go and be you at your level of greatness, and don't expect anything in return. And you won't pick up anything negative. You'll remain in your joy and in your love. And if you have a moment where you stumble, because I do, I'll stumble and I get an attitude real quick sometimes. Think of Sean and that smile and that giggly smile and that goofiness around him that keeps him happy. And yeah, exactly. Just like that, keeps him happy and kid-like and approachable and fun. Think about that, and this goofy man giving away $50 to people he's never met before, and sit in that joy. And always know these calls, I pray over everybody. I pray over social media. I'm praying for you. I'm in your corner. I'm getting you prayed up and protected, and I am praying blessings of abundance over every one of y'all. So thanks for a minute to chat. I love you, Sean. Congratulations on 500.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sean, can I say something quick?
Please go ahead,
really
RC.
quick. Listen, I'm sorry, but
you're running the show. I'm just a guest.
No. So, but listen, well, yeah, thanks for, you showed up yesterday, kind of. But BFF, belief, faith, and friendship. That's what you need. You need to get a BFF. You need to have belief, faith, and friendship. And I got to tell you, so real quick, Rhonda's, talked about it, but like Rhonda, honestly, if you can go back, look at the original, videos of when Rhonda showed up. I mean, she's this little meek little lady that was in the back of the room and everything else. And we joked about her being front row Rhonda because Sean's just like, hey, there's a seat up front. Hey, here, let me introduce you to my friend, and Sean doesn't know, or she didn't know who this person was maybe. And then all of a sudden she's like, well, come on, let's sit up in front. I can't go sit up in front. I can't go talk to, sit in front of the room, I mean, Nano goes up and says hi to Sean, and Nano I remember listening to him talk about 20, like you said, 20 people, 100 people. I mean, but then a year later for Nano, a year later with Rhonda, I mean, we're here at 500. I mean, belief, faith, and friendship. You got to get a BFF, and that's you. So thank you.
Well, hey, listen, RC, I appreciate you, Rob. It's incredible. Where's Kayla? I want to. I know Kayla spoke a lot yesterday, but I want to hear Kayla on 500.
I'm here.
Good morning, my love.
Good morning, everybody.
So, thank you for being a part of the 500th show. Little did you know 2 years ago that when we first met in Panama, on a rooftop in Panama, that we would have the relationship that we have. So I just want to say thank you for helping me get to 500.
No, thank you. Like everybody else saying, I mean, I'm saying, I'm here listening and my mind is going I'm so fast as usual, but today is like going like 500 more faster. A lot of emotions and everything because it's not a secret. This is not a secret. You changed my life. You changed my life. You saved me. I mean, God put you in my life for you to save me because you and a lot of people here know how terrible I was, how I was a disaster, and you came in the right time. And that's why I'm getting too emotional because I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't have everything I have if it wasn't for you. My life, my personal life, my business life, my heart life, mind life, body life. I mean, everything. And I if somebody would have said this to me 2 years ago or in time, I wouldn't believe it. And I'm a proof of that. I mean, anybody who tried to say that this thing doesn't work, I mean, send it to me because I'm a proof, like, that all you done. And I want to say so much, but all I can say right now, because I mean, my heart, my chest is getting like real tight because I'm so grateful. I'm here and I'm here today thanks to you. I'm every day I get up thinking I can do it. It's not, I can do it. I can do it. One another day, I can keep going. I can keep going just because of you. Because you put that in my mind. You put that in my whole life. And even when I'm just that close to give up, there you are again. And I said it before too, and I said it in front of like 400 person, and now I said it in front of everybody here. You also gave me a family because I was so lonely. I was so like just me and me and me. And you show up and gave me a family. You gave me a family, a Latin family, and now you give me an international family. And God, that have no price. I mean, that's more than what I was expecting or waiting or could imagine. And here I am being like just me. Not even want to even mention my name. You got me mentioning now my name and my two last names. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything, everything, everything. And I thank God for you too.
Oh, Kayla, I love you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. You're just this incredible soul who brings great value to me every day. So thank you for being a part of 500. It's funny to say, to think that we started this off December 18th, 2018, and we didn't do it 7 days a week, and we would do a couple of days. So yeah, to think that we're at 500, it's kind of crazy. Who else is out there? I don't know if he's on there. Bob Parks. Is Bob Parks there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Bob, how are you, brother? Welcome to 500.
Yeah, congratulations.
Who'd have thunk it, right?
Yeah.
From our late night phone calls when I'm in somewhere in Oklahoma chatting with you our very first time, and I got lost down a side street.
I may be interrupted by the guy mowing outside, but I got to tell you that, and here he goes by. Anyway, I got to say, for the new people that are on here, I'm probably almost 3 times older than most of them, and I want to mention that, you know, I've spent 30 years working with people in the counseling kind of manner, and after I spent 30 years in technology. So I've kind of been around the block, and I know a little bit about people. But I've out of the 500 sessions, I've probably missed 10. And the message there is, with my background, and if I can find something in each and every one of these sessions, another little nugget to add to my my toolkit, my model of the world, there's got to be something here. If I've been able to withstand the onslaught for 490 some sessions, you guys got to know there's just immense value, and I'm just immensely grateful to have the opportunity to be part of it.
Well, Bob, I appreciate you, and you know, for those of you that this is your first time, we call Bob affectionately Charlie, and that goes way back to all of us who, when we were growing up in high school and couldn't wait to watch Charlie's Angels. But Bob is that voice that always shows up and goes, "Can I share something? Hello, girls." And so Bob has been that consistency of voice and of perspective that brings great value to our 500 episodes. So thanks for being here, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of who else was part of the founders. I think I grabbed y'all. Ada. Yes. Dana. Oh, yes. Well, I'm not sure if Dana, I was thinking of Dana, but yes, I'm not sure if he could speak sometimes where he's at and what he's doing. But if he can, yeah, absolutely. But if not, we can usually get Dana on a weekend call, because Dana does some things that are highly sensitive. We'll just leave it at that. But Dana, thank you for being here as well, brother. Yeah, who'd have thunk this would be, you know, coming up on 2 years, 500 episodes. It just shows that you guys can do it too. You guys can all do it. Let's see here. What else can I think of before I see Daniela has her hand up. Good morning, Daniela.
Good morning, Sean.
There you are. Good morning. Wow, that sounds.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing. It's my 500th episode.
I know. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say after everybody's spoken right now.
Well, I
like
appreciate
for just the little bit that from the time that I got on your Instagram live, had the courage to do that. Just sitting here. I actually have Kevin on the call now.
Hey, Kevin. Good morning.
How you doing? Good morning.
Outstanding, brother. We hear a lot of good things about you.
Good.
Mostly good things about you.
I hear a lot of good about you too. Believe me, a lot of good. That's why it caught my attention, and I took the time today, the last couple of days, to just open my ears up and hear what you guys have to offer.
Well, I appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you for being a tremendously positive influence in a not so positive world to both those two souls that circle in your time and space an awful lot. So thank you for being that incredible soul.
No problem. Thank you.
So I kind of gave him that speech when we were talking about it a couple days ago. You can either join me or not. You only have two options.
And you see where I'm at, right?
Well, they never accuse you of probably being the brightest one around, but you are the smartest one. So
Yep.
good choice.
Never been the brightest crayon in the box.
I love it.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you for everything, just showing up every day and being here for us, definitely being there for me when I need you, even though sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's there, and then all of a sudden you just show up out of nowhere and you're always there. So I definitely appreciate that. But I did have a question, Sean.
Okay.
So my niece the other day out of nowhere, she's like, do you know what manifesting is? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I've been kind of reading on it. And she's like, but isn't it against the Bible? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, but I'll ask and come back and tell you. I didn't know what to say to her.
Well, we're going to let our resident Bibleologist have a conversation.
Stop. I'm not a Bibleologist. Stop it.
Rhonda.
What's up, girl? Hey, Kevin. It's nice to see you too, or meet you too.
We talk about Rhonda a lot.
Oh, Lord, help us all.
In a good way, in a good way.
So manifesting, in what respect are you talking about the word manifesting? Your blessings, your abundance?
Yeah.
Well, that's just stepping into God's blessings.
Okay.
This is another way to say it. You're just stepping into God's blessings. God's got blessings all over the place for us. He's got, I mean, if you want to go biblically, it says he came to give us life and life more abundantly. And then he also says that he's got our whole future planned out, hopes for, a bright future, not plans to harm us. So he's got blessings for us, and manifesting those blessings is just walking into those blessings.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Pretty simple, huh?
It is. I just, at that point when she asked me, I was like, I don't know.
Well, if you want to go legalistic and you want to get real crazy and you want to start putting parameters on God, I'm sure someone somewhere under the cloak, and I say that, I choose my words wisely here, under the cloak of Christianity would say something negative about manifestation. Positive manifestations, God's blessings. And I choose to personally not limit the maker of the universe.
Right.
He kind of did create the whole universe. So, who am I to limit him on how he can bless me or bless you or anybody else? So if you want to get legalistic, I'm sure there's a lot of theologies and different type of practices that could say it otherwise. But I choose to say the positive that's out there, the blessings that come in to enhance your life and change your life and move you in a different direction. Those are God's way of loving on you and blessing you. So I don't see that would be anything against biblical understanding. My thought, I guess the best way to say that would be to just like you use Google to look things up. I would use Google or a Bible concordance to look that up, and don't let me think for you. Go think for yourself, and then if you look it up and have questions, I love that kind of dialogue. I'd be happy to chat.
Okay, so I'm kind of gonna just tell her, well, do you believe in that God gives you blessings? And her answer is definitely going to be yes. So manifesting is just walking into your blessings that God's offering you.
Sure.
I can't think of any other way to describe prayer. So.
Right.
There you go.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
Yeah. Love y'all.
We talk about all topics here. I love it. Danielle Lockhart, I see your hand is up.
Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to say, first of all, congratulations on your 500 episode.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. I just want to say thank you for your 500 episodes of consistency, your 500 episodes of love. I just want to say thank you for pouring out into others, because the information that you give, nobody can give it like you. Nobody. And it's just amazing how many people's lives that you impact, including mine. And I just heard of you, I think maybe about a month ago, by the way of Nano. And it's just been amazing so far. You're definitely an amazing soul. You're a beautiful spirit. And I just thank you for being you.
Well, Danielle, I received that. I appreciate that. I kind of agree with you on that. Because Bob Proctor says, if I don't love me, I don't know who else is going to love me. But thank you for recognizing it. And thank you for being here. Because one thing about being a leader is that if you're the only one in the line that when you're walking and talking, you ain't a leader. You're out for a walk. So thanks for walking with me in this journey. And thanks for having a conversation with me. Thanks for taking some time to support, pour some love into me this morning. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. Thank you.
Thank you. And for those of you that are wondering why I don't have my background, I'm actually on vacation this week, but I don't miss these. That's how important these are to me. I don't miss these because I need you. I need all of you. So I appreciate you. Hey, let's go to Alex. Good morning, Alex J. Oh, Alex J.
Good morning / afternoon / wherever you are in the world, since we have like I know multiple plants on this call or
That's
whatever,
right.
but yeah, so just wanted to thank you for being here every day. You know, it's been a wild last couple of months for me personally in terms of going forward, and sometimes I really thought to myself like I can't even go any further, but then we have a call with Sean that lasts for 5 hours on a Sunday, and yeah, it's like you find new ways to go even more. And I want to thank you for seeing these scenes probably now, imagining these scenes and these circumstances right now when you didn't have those. So I want to thank kind of your mind for having the picture even when the picture wasn't there, because you haven't given up, and that led us to here today. So yeah, you've been a tremendous influence, and I'm really gonna be honest. Like my mom's over here like, who's that old guy that that you've been talking to for the last couple of weeks? And I'm like, you don't even know, man. It's like, so yeah, I really want to personally thank you for being a tremendous influence and tremendous role model, alongside with a lot of other like brilliant people on these calls that come here every day, share knowledge, share stories, share experiences, share their perspectives, their views, that really helped me, you know, just go forward. Because as you said on that personal call we had a couple of weeks back, why don't you make some quantum leaps? Like, you're here, you're well, you are around 50, but I'd say you're like maybe my age, a little bit closer to that. But anyway, like, why would I go to being 30 and then realizing something if I can do it today or next week or in like 2 years, right? So just make quantum leaps, and thank you for making me those. I know you're gonna say, yeah, but you made them. I did. Yes, that's true as well. But you influenced me and helped me get there. So thank you for that. I
You
ain't
bet,
gonna
brother.
forget that.
I appreciate that. So again, yeah, you did it, but you've got to also have the fuel for the fire. You started the fire. I'm blessed to be a part of the fuel that you use to make your days better and brighter. So big hats off to you for doing all that you do.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Love you, brother.
Love you too. Eugenia. I think Eugenia has her hand up.
Hello, hi, Sean.
Hey, good morning.
Yes, that's how you, well, a lot of people say my name different ways. So
Tell me the best way to say it.
I mean, okay, it just depends where people are from, but normally in English it's Eugenia, in Spanish
Okay.
Eugenia.
Eugenia.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Okay, good. Okay, so first and foremost, happy 500th episode. This
Thank
is
you.
amazing. And if I would have known this sooner, oh my goodness, Sean, I would be on your calls every single day since you started. Okay, so I joined this family around about like 2 months ago, and since I joined, I can't even, like, words can't describe how, like, I just get so emotional out of nowhere. Give me a second. I joined your calls only 2 months ago, and since that day that I started, my life has changed, like, in just a big amount. Like, everything that I'm doing now in my life, it's like, okay, like, the moment that Sean said, change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change, I apply that every single day. And since I started the secret sauce also, like, my business has been, like, growing, like, out of nowhere, just tremendously. I'm like, how, like, what is happening with I'm like going crazy. I'm like, you know what, I owe it all to Sean and the mentors that have been coming into my life, but the majority of the time it's been you. And hearing every single person's stories, and even Kayla's other day, that just, like, motivated me to even tell my own story. So thank you for each and every one of you guys. Like, God knows I needed this. I have nobody in my life, that's this positive and all this energy and just amazing people that are in this call. I don't have that. Here where I am, and God knows that I needed it. And thank you for, making this and having this community.
Eugenia, con mucho gusto. Gracias por todas las palabras y tú eres un corazón muy grande en todo el mundo. So gracias para su sonrisa.
Thank you, Sean. I love you guys.
Love you too. Thank you. Good morning, Ann Poe.
Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Outstanding, my love.
I just want to come on here to say a big congratulations to you for your 500th episode. I can't even begin to explain how much you've changed my life. Not just like in terms of business, but in terms of personal life. Things that I would normally get triggered by, things that I would go fight for no reason. You've given me a different perspective to think by. And I'm just so grateful for that, because otherwise I think I would still be out there using my energy not wisely. So, it's so nice that you've done this, you've been consistent, and you're so welcoming to everyone that comes through through this Zoom call. And I'm just sitting here in so much gratitude, because I don't even think that I could be the person I am today without your help. And I know you say, like, take credit and give credit, but, like, it is all down to you. And I want to thank you for also bringing amazing women on these calls. Rhonda, Kayla, so many women on these calls, just trying to better the planet. And give space to people. I feel like all three of you give so much space for people to just bring their hearts to you and tell you what they've been through, and you just make us look at it in a different way, just with a snap of a finger. Like, sometimes I think all of us come with our problems thinking that it's so huge and you're going to give us this amazing revelation, and you're just like, choose joy. And at times it can be a little bit like, ugh, but, like, it is the right thing. And and you know what, I was nervous just coming on here to talk, and I thought to myself, Sean would be like, if you're nervous, you should do it. So that's why I came on, and I wanted to congratulate you. So thank you so much, and I will continue to do lives till I die.
And thank you so much. You bring so much value, and in your discovery of yourself, you allow others to discover themselves, because there's every single time you've shared a concern, a doubt, a question, everybody says, thank you, Ann, for sharing that, because they weren't at a moment where they could use their courage that they had, and you did it first. So thank you for being a part of all of the calls that you've been a part of, and thank you for being a part of 500. It really means a lot for you to be here for me. I mean, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yay. Let's go to Evelyn. I think this is.
Hello.
There's my
Good
girl.
morning.
How are you?
Well, I wasn't going to talk, but I think part of everything that you have been teaching me is to show my face and do what I got to do, right? And you deserve this. And just want to take a moment to appreciate you. Thank you for unlocking my life, for unlocking myself. I have never felt this happy in my life. Thank you for taking me back and letting me see what I needed to see. Thank you. I would never, 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 never forget that. Thank you for coming and never leaving. And for letting me shine and be who I am. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Gracias.
Gracias, mi amor. Oh, Evelyn, you inspire me so much. One day I plan to have a butt like yours, but I doubt it because I'm Irish.
Just let me know, boo. Let me know.
But you are just this amazing, beautiful soul. And to awaken and share your Barbie doll with us, for those of you that don't know, you'll have to go back and look for that episode. But you are just this, you. If we could, if coaches could picture, could write out their perfect students, you're one of those perfect students. Because you're from Colombia and you go, yep, that what I need to do? I'm done. Dude, get out of my way. It's like, okay. And it would be done. Okay, I'm done with that. Now what? I was like, okay, nobody moves this fast. So I just appreciate you. I love that we get to circle in your life. I love that we get to see you on Instagram and see those moments of your broken sandal and you're dragging your foot and just having fun. You've made my life incredibly so much better by just being in your energy orbit. So thank you. And thank you for letting us, you and me, continue to grow together with each other. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Evelyn, for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. I love you all.
Yay. Let's see who's next. Let's go to Samantha. Good morning, Samantha.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Sean. Hi. Yeah, I just want to say congratulations to you for being such a great mentor to me.
Aww.
You are like one of the best mentors I've ever met. Yes, you just bring things out so different. I had mentors before, and it's nothing compared to you. And not that I'm comparing, but it's just like you're so different, and I really appreciate that. You're just like one of a kind. You're not in competition with anybody, and I really appreciate that. And these calls are free, you know. Where do you get those things?
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, but I really appreciate that. As I look back, I listened the last time, Friday, as I listened to you for the whole maybe 2-3 hours, I realized how I was not getting things done. And when you talk about how to break down the day, you was talking to those young kids and some other young kids. And I realized it's like for the weekend, I realized, listen, I have to get things done. And I really appreciate that you're taking the time to do that for us. Thank you so much.
Samantha, thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you for being a part of this. It's always, you know, there's a part of a speaker. I'm going to let you into the back scenes, right? To behind the stage. When I come on and I see your name there, I know there's this level of wisdom, this level of joy, because you're never, as a speaker, you always want to make sure, right? That's the hard part. We always find a way to say, okay, well, I guess I didn't do enough, and I didn't give them all I could, and we forget by being responsible to, and we try to be responsible for. Yes. Well, you're that individual who reminds me all of the time that me being responsible to you gives you a chance to be responsible for you. And you just shared something that I didn't know I was having such an influence on you. I got your gift the other day and I read the card and I'm like, but am I really doing enough for Samantha? And the answer that came back was yes, and I appreciate that. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, yay. Jessica. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning. Happy birthday. 500 episodes. Whoa, that is unreal. I just want to thank you for showing up, for listening to everyone, for mentoring, your mindset training, building people. You build people like I've never seen. You build everyone up every day, and you've actually made a worldwide family, like an actual worldwide. It's amazing, honestly. And all your Michael Jordan quotes makes me think of, have you seen The Last Dance, Sean?
I haven't. I do need to get that.
Oh, you need to see it, because if you have a call with Michael Jordan, I know it will be 10 hours long. If you did a Zoom call, I know it would be so good, because you've connected mindsets. You've connected these mindsets that say we can do better, we can be better. And I can't thank you enough for that, because it's changed the world. You have changed everything. You've changed the game. And even that day when I was wearing a t-shirt that said NASA on it, and you said, there's astronauts who've gone to space and they've come back, and they don't know anything about the pandemic. They don't know anything about the world. They've gone to space. That's what you've done for us. You've taken us away and you've said, this is the mindset you need every day. That's what you've done for us. And I can't thank you enough. You've changed us so much. When we have kids, I think when they're 15, they'll be millionaires. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. So I just want to say thank you for building those entrepreneurs, those millionaires, and giving us hope and faith and giving us value. I thank you so, so much.
Jessica, thank you. Thank you again for your desire to grow yourself, to want to step out, to want to take that, to get on that rocket ship and head into space. So I appreciate you, and thank you for letting me come along for the ride with you. You're amazing. Let's see here. Gigi. Good morning, Gigi.
Morning, Sean. Good morning, everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love you so much. I love everybody here so much. But thank you just for creating the space for everybody to be able to grow and better themselves. I know, especially when I started getting on these calls, maybe about 7 months ago, I didn't take your learning serious. Part of me didn't. And part of me is like, dang, if I had took it more serious in the beginning, I wonder where I'd be now. But I'm where I'm supposed to be. And I thank you for that. Okay, here come the tears. I'm trying to hold it back. Because Kayla was priming the pump when she was crying. Oh, Kayla was priming the pump. But I'm just so grateful for this community and my growth. Like, I can even see my growth from when I started on this call. Not even, like, I didn't even have the same voice. I couldn't even speak up, and seeing where I've come. And I could just imagine like where I'm gonna go with working with you and working with everybody on this call. So I'm so grateful. Thank you for helping me get out of my way and to actually step into my success and step into my greatness. I'm working on, holding the emotions back, but it's okay. I love you, and I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate you, Gina. You're all of you are this inspiration. It's when I know I'm going to click on your and say, Gigi's here. Good morning and hello. And it's just you and Dakaya have these voices that absolutely just inspire me and bring me great joy. So thank you for being here, Gigi. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And Daniela, I don't know if you know that, but we were able to check on Mateo's cavities here in just a little bit ago, and I'm like, what the heck is that? I thought somebody put a shark up to the screen. That was so funny. I love it. I'm like, wait a minute, who's? But his tonsils are okay, and his tongue looked perfectly fine, so it was all good.
Thank you. I'm glad he shared that with you guys this morning. I was like, do you have the camera on? He's like, I'm like, mm-hmm.
I love it. Let's go to Leo. Good morning, brother.
My man, Sean. Top of the morning to you, sir. Top of the morning to you. I just wanted to take a moment and wish you the best happy birthday on the 500th episode with us all. I love what everyone's been saying. Everyone you can see the impact that you've made with each of us, and you're woven into every one of our stories. You know, you know, everyone has a superhero reference and comparison, and you know, to the greatest of the game of basketball. And you know, one of the people that I look up to you as is someone like a Malcolm X for me. And I know it's not as absolute by any means necessary, but by any means necessary, you push us to our greatness, and you push us to our greatness. And that allows us to think differently, and allows us to love in a way that we may have never thought we could before. And that brings people to us, and that brings people to you. And that impact that you want to make for 600 generations, you're doing that with, you know, perpetually with all the people that are not just on this call today, but that continues to be on these calls every single day. And Sean, you're always in my testimonials, from when I'm doing lives with, you know, even in the dance community, I'm like, you know, my mentor says this, and I even share you with my dance friends and my dance community, and they're all like, wait, I even there was one class that I was teaching that I had referenced you, and then one of my students was like, where'd you get that from? I was like, well, here, why don't you join this call that I'm on every morning? And she did. This was like 4 or 5 months ago, and she loved it. And you know, it's just a beautiful thing to know that you're etched in our hearts and our souls, just by a decision that you made 500 episodes ago. And because of that, we're able to live a life we can say that we're able to live it passionately, and with lots of love and gratitude. So for that, my man, thank you for being the head chief. Thank you for being the general. Thank you for being everything that we need and more every single morning, Monday through Sunday. And all of us could spend hours just gramifying you because of so much of what you've done for us. You know, especially with our secret sauce group. That right there, all of us will be taking quantum leaps this month, and I'm so excited because even for me, for this past week, so many things have impacted me and changed for me just because of what we learned on the first class. So, Sean, thank you. Gracias a mille. Gracias so much. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Love you, Leo. Thanks for circling in my time and space, and for giving us the shimmy shimmy all the time. I appreciate you, brother.
You already know, shimmy shimmy Cocoa Puff. I love you, brother.
Love you, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh, y'all hang on. Good morning, Bakumi.
Good morning, Sean. Oh my God. I'm so happy. Like literally, okay, I did wake up like 20 minutes ago and I saw it was on. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed the whole episode. So I literally jumped on quickly and I just saw that it was your 500th episode. So I'm just so happy. Like literally, I'm so grateful for you. The fact that I could even wake up with so much energy is honestly from you, because that wasn't me like a couple months ago, and I've been on your calls for a while. Like Gigi said, I wasn't really paying attention, I can't lie. In the first couple months, I was loving it, but I was like, I like this guy. But like in the last months when I started to actually apply what you said, and like the fact that I can come on and speak and just have a conversation with everyone on the call, and the fact that you built this place up with so much love, like no matter what's going on in the world, that this can still be a place where I can come and it's not full of chaos, and it's like just a place of joy and love. Like, I'm not gonna cry. No. Okay. It's just a place full of love, and the fact that I can just open up my feelings no matter how angry I could be or sad or whatever I could be. The fact that I can push against you and you push against us and you wrap us around your hands, like Rhonda said, it's just so beautiful, and I'm just so happy. Like Leo said, like the fact that we can step into our greatness and you push us there, and it's just, I'm just so grateful, because like you said, like you've woven yourself into every one of our stories, like, and into, that's generational. Like that's my children and their children and their children and every single person that they touch in the world. Like it's just going to be like, I can feel the energy go through the world. Like it's just going to be so incredible. Like I'm just so happy for you, and you're going to make me cry. I'm tired of crying on these calls. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, Takaya, thank you. Bakumi, thank you so much. I was looking at Takaya's picture. Bakumi, thank you so much. I love you tons. Your energy is so exciting, and yeah, we've had some love matches, and making sure our love was true to each other. So I appreciate that, and I'm glad that we realize that both of us need each other. So thank you so much. Let's see. Alicia. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning, Sean.
Yay.
I just want to thank you for starting these calls 500 episodes ago, because your 500 episodes ago, oh God, have really, you get up every morning and you're always energetic. You're always ready to go. You've always got a positive attitude. You're always listening to everything everyone has to say. And you, Rhonda, and everybody else offer the best advice and help in any way you can. You're always there to answer an email day or night. And it's just such an amazing group to be a part of, and I'm so thankful that you guys are here and that I found you guys, because every day you're changing lives and making everyone's day brighter for the better. So I thank you.
Oh, Alicia, thank you so much. Thank you for your joy. Thank you for your tears. Thank you for circling in time and space with me and letting me experience you. So I'm grateful to have you here, and I look forward to our next 500.
Thank you.
Thank you, my love. Oh, how cool is this? And all because I got mad one day and I go, enough is enough. I'm going to just start. And that's all it took, was a start. So, and each of you have that capacity, and I love to circle in time and space with you all. Dakaya, good morning, Dakaya.
Good morning, Sean. Well, first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you for being my very own personal Nanny McPhee and helping me find my Waldo, or as everyone likes to call the secret sauce. I think I predicted this almost.
Probably did.
And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. Especially, I kind of wanted to turn this to Rhonda a little bit, only because I just remember the first few calls that I hopped on, and I was so impacted, as well as like emotional, but like slightly intimidated by Rhonda's just like her pure love and support and her essence, because you're extremely powerful, Rhonda, and as well as you, Sean, you guys have impacted my life so much. And like Gigi said, like Gigi and Jessica and everyone, like I don't know where I would be or what I would be doing, what kind of mindset that I would have if I didn't have your guys' help. And I just want to say a special thank you to you, Sean, and to Rhonda, because I mean, man, I haven't had a woman besides my mom and my grandma be able to bring me to tears like that before. So thank you guys so much, because man, you guys are miracles that I'm glad that I manifested and so grateful for every day. And I'm so glad I get to hear your voices and your stories every single day. Sorry, I'm like shivering out here. It's freezing cold. And I'm over here like trying to hold back the tears. But you know, I love you guys so much, and have an amazing day. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Love you, Dakaya. Thank you.
Love you guys too.
Rhonda, you're by the window. Did you want to say something?
No, I actually had to begin storming so bad. I haven't been able to hear anything. It's putting the phone hand or by my ear, so I had to run inside for. I don't know if y'all knew it, but it got so out on the metal roof that I couldn't hear, so I had to run inside.
Okay. Well, it's raining back home.
Yeah.
Let's go to Laura Mendez. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Outstanding, my love.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, I love that today is the 500 episode, because I think I needed it. You know, today I needed it to be the 500 episode, and I needed all these thank yous, and I needed everything that has been shared. You know, the secret sauce group that we have and everything that has been going on for the past few days has got me really grateful for finding you. And I can remember the first day that I listened to your call. I remember where I was. I remember what I was wearing. I remember everything because it was so emotional. And I was going through a very difficult transition in my life. And I just remember I was like, whoa, how did I just find this call? And ever since then, it's been a journey. It's been a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I love the fact that I get to be here every day. I know I've missed a couple of calls. I know that I'm not where I want to be, but I know for sure that I'm not where I was before. And that to me is an incredible success story already. So I just get to thank you. I get to have you in my life, and I get to share your the things that I've learned from you with other people. The thing that I know I've learned the most is that I get to live because I live in joy, or I get to choose joy. And you taught me how to live. So
I love it, Laura. Thank you. Thank you for letting me circle in your time and space. And thank you for all that you bring and all of the joys and all of the sharpening that you do. And you help us all get better every day. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Let's go to Wahia. Good morning. Do I need to unmute? Oh, wait a minute. I may need to ask to unmute. Here we go.
Is it okay?
Yes, there you go. I can hear you now.
Okay. Hi, Sean. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, good to see you. Good morning.
Yeah, that's me, by the way. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for everything. And I've only been here for like 2 weeks. But to be honest with you, this have been a great joy to have you in my life. And I just wanted to say I'm not like the best person right now, but I'm really on a journey to become one. And I can sense it with everyone that's been here on this call and everyone that's been like, you know, sharing joy. And I can sense like you guys are like natural givers, okay? And I can sense that in me. Like you all are like so loving, so caring, and I don't know if I deserve this or not, but I really feel like I'm in the right place, you know? And I just thank God. Thank you, Sean, for being there, just accepting me for who I am and being so welcoming and patient. And definitely Rhonda as well for giving me advice, and everybody else as well, whoever, you know, shares their experience on here. I just want to say thank you for just everything, for just being so tremendous and being, you know, just being like a giver. I'm so happy for being part of this journey and for being just me. Thank you so much. And congratulations on your 500 episodes.
Well, thank you. And thank you for having the courage, because I know that's what you're doing right now is way out of your comfort zone. So thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone to pay me some gratitude and graciousness and just being part of this community. You do deserve this. I deserve you. So thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for those words you shared. I receive those with love and joy, and I know they came from a very special place and a very special person. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, everyone else as well.
I love this. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations on number 500.
Yay. And thanks, RC, again. RC made this possible, so thanks,
I
RC.
know. He's awesome. And I'm thankful for episode number 1, because without number 1, we wouldn't be here. And I'll never be able to express my gratitude, not, well, for you, for the platform, but for everyone on here, because I don't know if Brittany's still here, but Brittany's story led to my release, but someone's conversation led up to Brittany's. And it has taken all 500 episodes to get to this. But I'm most thankful and grateful for the young people on here, because 99.9% of them are younger than us. And for them to have the opportunity to unravel what has been done at a younger age and not go through any more years of pain, I just can't explain it. What I've been through and what I've realized, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And to think that those young ones are not going to have to endure it, just totally, I'll never be grateful enough for you, Sean. Not just for me, but for those that are so much younger. I love each and every one of you, because I have learned so much from the younger ones, and they have the courage to talk about it, where, as you know, Sean, with us growing up, talking about these things was not a thing. And I don't know. And the connections I've made, because if it had not been for this platform, Bob Parks, for one, just, the connections I have made outside of here have been life-changing as well. And I would have never met any of these people without this. So I wasn't on episode 1, but I am so appreciative you did start. And I love you, and I love everyone on here. You guys are like family to me now. I mean, more than my family knows in some instances. So I love you guys.
Love you too. Thank you for being this amazing soul, this individual who, again, it doesn't seem like a sacrifice, but when you're in the middle of it, but what you did on May 2nd and leading up to that, and the questions and the challenges, you've given a tremendous amount of people freedom, and that they can never, I can never repay you enough for that. So thank you for being here. And let's just count this as episode 1 on the next, to the next 500. So I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for your words, your kindness, your joy. And you're just this amazing soul. Thanks. I can't wait till we all meet up. That like I say, it's going to have to be, listen, I ain't paying for dry cleaning because all of the tears, I ain't paying for it. I'll buy the tissues, and I bring extra mascara, whatever you need. Because it's gonna be a fun-filled, tearful, joyful day when we all get together. So let's see. I got Bobby Pippin has got a hand up. IG Bobby. If not, we'll go ahead and. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm here.
Okay, gotcha.
I apologize.
There it is. No, that's okay. I had to unmute you.
Good morning. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, everybody. Great day. This is the best day of my life. I said it the first time I spoke on this call. It was actually the only time I spoke on this call. I actually had spoke my story for like the first time. I didn't go too far into it, but I like to think of it as one of the most memorable quantum leaps I've ever had in regards to going in.
Wait a second, Bobby, you got muted. Unmute yourself, brother.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're good. I hear you now.
So I had spoken my story for the first time on this call, and it was one of the most memorable, if not the first memory of having a quantum leap in my life. And I like to think of it as going into the deep water. It was one of the first times I stuck out my foot and couldn't feel the floor. So I'm just truly grateful for that. And the last thing I want to say is that you have just created the most beautiful garden I've ever seen in my life. So thank you so much for that. My life has completely changed since being on this call. So Just thank you. Thank everybody. I thank everybody. Again, this is the best day of my life. So thank you.
Awesome, Bobby. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the joy you bring to us. And it's absolutely amazing to have you. So I think, is that Bob Kane, maybe, the 412?
It is, sir. Yes.
Hey, brother.
Thank you. How are you, my friend?
Outstanding, brother. Good to have you here. Thanks for being a part of
what a great day. And you know, as I've listened to all the accolades and so well deserved, the thought that came through my mind is that we all look for blessings that God's going to give us. But God also wants us to be blessings to others. And Sean, you answered that call. You know, I don't believe that this idea of this call just came from you. I believe God had his hand in it. And you listened to him, that little voice that comes inside of all of us. You answered that call. You answered and you followed his guidance. And that's why we're all here today. And that's why we're at number 500. And I got to thank my friend Rob, who invited me to this call. And without that invite, I never would have been here, met you, or all the other wonderful people that I've gotten to know through this experience. So my thought is gratitude to you, but also to share to everyone to listen to the voice that God speaks to you with, because he'll tell you things that he wants you to do that will do good for others. We'll all have opportunities, maybe not as big as 500 calls or 5,000 calls. Who knows how long this is going to go, but we'll all have these opportunities to impact one person if we'll listen to that voice that Sean listened to. So thank you for listening to that. Thank you for being who you are. And I love you, brother.
Love you too, Bob. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so very much. Again, we all have the opportunity, we all have the possibility, and we all have the capability and capacity. I would encourage each of you to step into that and listen to that voice, because that's what I heard, and it has made a difference for me. So with that being said, RBP, you want to wrap us up in a prayer?
I would absolutely love to. What a fabulous day we've had together, y'all. Already. It's perfect. So let me just finish in a prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for blessing us with 500 episodes of Sean G. Murphy Now. Thank you for the voice that you gave him. Thank you for nudging him and him being responsive to your nudge and hearing you and speaking your message to us. Thank you for the protection you put around each one of us to get us here to these episodes and to continue. I ask for favor and for us to continue to be able to see your blessings and walk into those. Give us your eyes, Father. Give us your heart. Help us to spread your joy and your love and your salvation throughout this whole world to everybody we come in contact with. Thank you for every single country that was on this call today. And for those that weren't, send an extra blessing to them as well, Father. Thank you for stirring our hearts. Thank you for taking control of our thoughts and our mouths as we get out of the way. Help us to be your voice, your hands, and your feet, and to spread your love. Go with throughout the day. Keep Sean and his family safe on their vacation. Keep every household here safe and protected and under your covering. And we just thank you for this, and we give you all the glory and the honor in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, everybody who's been a part of episode 500. You give me enough inspiration to go to 501 and beyond. Y'all, I can't thank you enough. I'm your head misfit on your daily awakenings. I'm Sean G. Murphy, the founder of Mental Profits. I'll see y'all where?
At the next event.
At the next event, y'all.
Love
The
you
next
all.
event.
Have a great day.
Love everybody. Hope you have a great day.
Love you
We'll
all
see
so
you at
much.
number
Love you,
1,000.
family.
Yeah, we're getting
Dana
to a
Stratton in
1,000.
the house.
Love you all.
Love you all. Thank you.
Love
Have an
everybody.
amazing day. I
Thank
love
you,
you all
thank you,
so
Love
thank
everybody.
you.
Hope
much.
you
Have an
have a
amazing
great
day.
day.
Thank you.
Love y'all.
Thanks,
Have a great
RC.
day.
Brother.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Love you.
Bye, Bobby. Thanks.
Love you all.